9 years. There are 66 million at this point. Okay, this is Dan Howard, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live streaming.
This citation is for us. It's for no operator's license and for failure to signal, okay?
I can't contract with you on the side of the road, but I got a contract for you.
It's a $100 fine. $49 for a total of $149.
Are you ready?
It's due to be paid by April 25th by 9:30. That's to be paid at the Valley County.
Are you registered with the FARA?
Nope, I'm a certified law enforcement agent.
Well, then you're not a certified law enforcement agent. Do you understand what the FARA is, bud? Do you believe me committing a crime? You suspect me of committing a crime or about to commit?
For everybody that you talk to.
Agents that work for me? Yes, I do. I do overtalk them. Do you work for me? Or do you? You do work for me. Great. Can you articulate the crime that you suspect me of committing?
Or by this date, or you
Have
don't report by this date, a warrant can be issued.
Have I committed a crime, about to commit a crime, or in the process of committing a crime? You believe me to be committing a crime. I'm going to use this as evidence against you in the court of law.
Wonderful.
Okay?
You failed to signal, and then provide an operator's license.
That's your opinion. So, are you Dan? Are you claiming that I injured you as a man?
Okay.
Are you a man, Dan?
I'm not debating this.
Are you a man, Dan?
What I need from you is I need a signal.
Are you a man? Because I'm a man. Are you trying to tell another man what to do?
I'm a man.
You're a man and I'm a man. So, are you trying to tell another man what to do?
What I need from you is I need a signature.
So, you're trying to tell me what to do?
I'm not telling you what to do.
You're not telling me what to do. So, this is optional at this point.
Not signing a citation. Signing a citation is not optional.
For who? It's not optional for who? A citizen? Or it's not optional for a man? We just both agreed that I'm a man, you're a man. You're a man and I'm a man, and you're going to try and tell another man what to do? How does that make sense, Dan? For what?
I told you, but you're too busy talking over me. You probably didn't
Well, no, I didn't hear you. Please articulate better. You believe me to have committed a crime, about to commit a crime, or in the process of committing a crime?
try to listen to me and hear what I have to say.
You just got to answer a question. Remember, you already admitted that you work for me, and I'm your boss, and now I'm asking you some questions. And these are hard-hitting questions, because these will be coming up in federal court. So,
Are you
do you believe me to commit a crime, about to commit a crime, or in actively committing a crime?
Are you going to sign a citation?
Dan, I'm asking you a question. You've already established that you work for me.
I'm done with that.
Why? Why are you done with that? You're not done with that. You work for me. You already admitted that.
You're signing a citation.
So you're telling me...
You want to stop paying me your wages and you pay me, stop paying me. That's fine.
You're telling me...
Sign a citation.
Buddy, I don't know why you're acting so irrational. Do you believe that I committed a crime, I'm about to commit a crime, or am actively committing a crime?
You weren't supposed to.
Sir,
Stop, okay?
did I commit a crime, yes or no?
You committed a traffic violation.
Okay, is a traffic violation a crime? You're already proving my case. Keep talking. Is a traffic violation a criminal offense? Yes or no, Dan?
Step out of the car since you refused to sign.
I'm not stepping out of the car. You do what you have to do. I'm a non-violent, non-combative person. He already admitted that he worked for me, and he's already told me that I haven't committed a crime.
Just a second. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Isn't that funny? Can't prove his case. No, that's not Casey. That's Dan Howard. And he's trying to tell me that I have to sign something. I absolutely have to sign something. You know, this is interesting. I haven't provided any documentation. He proclaims to not know who I am. He comes back with this alleged document that I have to sign. He's already admitted that it's not a crime, but rather, in fact, that it is a traffic violation. Well, to be involved in traffic, ladies and gentlemen, I have to be engaged in commerce. I'm not engaged. What is wrong with you? Why can't you? You've already admitted that you work for me, Mr. Howard. You know? And then he says, well, if you don't want to sign this, I got to take you to jail. Well, you better call the magistrate. She's not going to be very happy being woke up at 2:30, 2:44 in the morning now. So, we'll just see where this goes. You know, undoubtedly, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the vehicle because I don't want Mr. Howard to think that I'm doing anything wrong over here. So the vehicle's now off. Tried to provide him with legal documents to keep him from ending up in trouble, but he doesn't want to listen to that either. I'm giving you an opportunity to let me go. You've already said I'm not guilty of a crime, not suspected of a crime. Will you take my legal documentation so you can review it?
I'll take it with me after I'm done. I'll make an agreement.
No, I mean, I don't want you to take it with you. I want you to view it because I started my affidavit of fee schedule, and it's not cheap.
Wonderful.
Dan, you've been sadly misinformed, my friend. Sadly misinformed. Let me ask you this.
Okay, are you going to sign this?
And we've had great conversations, so I don't know why you're being nasty. And I haven't trashed you at all. I haven't trashed you at all. stand-up man. But
I feel like
you're
you embarrassed me just by trying to hear this online.
Why? You work for us. What would you possibly be embarrassed about?
I'm not embarrassed about anything.
Okay.
That's foolish.
You think it's foolish for a man to stand up for his rights. Now, let me ask you this. Did you take an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America?
But that's not.
And did you take an oath to the Constitution of the state of
My
Nebraska?
oath of office, you can go down to the city office when you.
No, I just need you to admit whether or not I'm accepting your oath at this point.
Wonderful.
I'm accepting your oath at this point.
What I need from you,
Dan Howard, I, Derrick Gonzalez, am accepting your oath, and I'm telling you that you're about to violate my rights, and in doing so,
Okay.
under threat and duress and coercion, you're looking at some federal jail time.
Okay. If that's.
If you think I'm joking, I'm telling you I'm not.
That's fine.
You are. I'm not telling you. I'm not thinking. That's the difference between me and you. You're thinking, and I know.
Either you sign the citation.
Dan Howard, here's the laws. Here's the laws.
Wonderful, Derrick.
Okay, so what are you upholding?
Okay.
What are you upholding? A traffic code violation, or are you upholding law?
This is.
No, that's a traffic violation. You've already stated it. I asked you.
Nebraska state legislation.
Okay, so you're enforcing legislators' policies.
Absolutely.
Not the law.
Are you going to sign this or not?
I'm asking you.
Okay. This is your last opportunity.
To sign what?
You sign the citation. I've already explained.
Sign the citation. Okay. I will put a mark on there.
That's fine.
Okay.
The mark is fine.
I'll put a mark on there. It's not an omission of guilt, and you're not going to like what I put on there.
Why? Even if you sign this, signing this citation is not.
Bullshit. You don't know that. You're so full of crap. You've been trained wrong, Dan.
That's why you.
Dan, I'm not signing anything. At this point, you do what you have to do, but I'm going to advise you this, because I do know this. Court is Court is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. So you're going to have to go ahead and call the magistrate right now, or you'll be kidnapping me off the side of the road, and I'm not playing games with you. Call the magistrate.
You said you're not signing the citation.
Call her up.
Okay.
Call her up. Call her up. I'm not getting out of the car.
Step out of the car, and if you don't get the car open, then I will break the window out.
Why would you break the window?
Because you're signing a citation.
So you're going to abduct me from the side of the road for a traffic violation, not anything criminal.
Step out of the car.
That doesn't sound very intelligent, Dan. I wouldn't break the window if I were you. For what? For what?
You're getting out of the car right now.
For what?
Because I told you.
Because you're mad at me for knowing your job and you don't know your job?
Get out of the car.
For what? Here, I want to talk to your. Oh, there he is. There you are. How are you, buddy?
You're a very nice chance. Sign the citation. You're going to be placed under arrest.
Sign the citation for what? Okay, can you answer me a question, sir?
I don't know.
Okay, wonderful. Do statutes and codes trump rights? And are you willing to look at my legal documentation?
No.
Because it proves that I'm exercising my rights, and he's clearly violating my right to travel freely, unencumbered, unimpeded down the public right-of-ways. It's been upheld since 1920 in the U.S. Supreme Court. It's never been overturned, sir. What I'm asking him to do...
Sign the citation, Derrick.
For what?
For driving without license.
So, under threat, duress, and coercion, you're going to force me to sign something.
I'm giving you the option. If you don't sign it, you will be placed under arrest.
I'm going to sign it under duress, threat, and coercion. It's not going to go anywhere. You guys are going to find out very soon you're wasting your time.
Your signature is not an admission guilt. It's just a promise to appear in court.
So then what's the problem? Just tell me what the court date is and I'll be there. Why do I got to sign something? What's the significance of that contract?
That's because...
That is a contract. You are aware of that, right?
Yeah, but I'm also aware, and I want to make you aware, that you will be arrested if you do not sign it to a promise to appear.
Okay, can you explain to me what a signature is? So you don't care how I put a mark on there, you just want a mark on there, right? Okay, I'll put a mark on there for you.
Yes. The mark goes even
No, it's... Here. You got a pen? I don't have a pen. I'm gonna, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna put a mark on this, and then I'm also gonna go down and get a complaint form as well.
I don't think you get the whole thing in there.
Oh, you got two things in there.
Yep.
All right. So, he says he doesn't care what mark I put on there, and I'm gonna have to look at my records here in order to make sure that I identify properly with it. Give me just a second, gentlemen. I'll be right back with you. Okay. I am going to sign this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what's important to understand is this is a contract. Do you believe me to be engaged in commerce at this point in time? Simple question. You gentlemen believe me to be engaged in commerce at this time?
In commerce?
Yes.
No.
Do you believe me to be hired or employed at this point in time?
Probably not.
Probably not, or no? Do you have an employer, contact information, anything? Do you believe me to be under employment, gainfully employed for hire?
No.
Okay. That's all I needed. I am going to go ahead and autograph this, and we'll do an update in court. This is going to be funny, although it probably won't get there. All rights reserved. And I'm sorry you had to get out of bed this evening. I really wish you would have taken the time to read what I have for you, because you gentlemen took an oath to the Nebraska State Constitution as well as the United States Constitution, and I want you to understand something. You both are guilty of violating my rights right now. So under threat, duress, and coercion, I have signed this, but unfortunately we're going to see each other sooner than later on that deal. So I apologize if you don't know your job or the law, and you guys have a nice day.
Now, Derrick, I need to give you a copy of it. Okay?
All right.
And you are not able to drive at this point.
I'm not driving. I'm traveling. There's a difference, but
You're not able to
unfortunately...
operate this vehicle on the roads in Nebraska.
Who says?
No, Nebraska law.
Okay. And where's the man claiming that I caused him harm, injury, or loss?
It's got nothing.
Who's the man saying that I committed a crime?
If you drive this vehicle away, we're going to be back in the same spot.
All right. Well, I won't be driving because you've already admitted that I'm not engaged in commerce, and unfortunately, you guys don't understand the definition legally of driving. Driving implies that I'm engaged in commerce. I'm not operating. I won't be operating. I won't be driving. I promise you that. I promise you that. I won't be driving. I won't be operating.
Situation.
I can travel from point A to point B in my own personal conveyance. It's been upheld since 1920. It's never been overturned. It's in Delaware. You want me to show you the one from Nebraska? Wonderful. Actually, somebody that wants to learn something. All right. There it is, highlighted in pink. Now you'll understand what you just did was violate my rights. And here it is again. And, do you see that? That's a right. Do statutes and codes trump rights, sir? From your education? Hold on, I got another one for you. That's a lower court, mind you.
Yeah, you're interpreting this wrongly.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
You're about to find out. Hold on, I got another one for you.
What's that?
So you've been duly informed. Here it is. U.S. Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen, Minden, Nebraska, Article 4. Here it is.
What am I looking at? Pink?
Yes, sir. And I also have to show you guys my affidavit, a fee schedule, so you're fully aware of what you're doing and violating my rights, and how much it's going to cost you for doing so. Nope, that's my copy. If you want a copy of it, I'll give it to you. I'm just showing it to you. You take photographs, document it, but I tried to give you guys all this documentation. Mr. Howard didn't want it, and that's a problem. You do have one at the office. Wonderful. So you knowingly and willfully understand what you were doing.
You had one. This one.
He's got them both.
Alright. Well, I understand what...
I don't think you do, but you're about to understand what I'm doing. We're not putting up with the tyranny anymore, boys.
Right.
We respect you guys as law enforcement. We appreciate that you're out there putting your lives on the line. But what I won't stand for is totalitarian fucking tyranny. It just doesn't work for me. So,
You're misinterpreting.
well, we're about to find out. You guys are sadly grotesquely mistaken. And with that, I'm going to continue traveling because I just showed you the rights. So at this point, if you then wake up the judge, wake up the magistrate. Courts are open 24/7. If you're going to kidnap me off the side of the road, I highly suggest you call a magistrate immediately. I didn't spend 9 years studying law because I hadn't been mistreated before. I've been grossly mistreated by you guys. Not you guys, but tonight it sure appears that way. This evening, it's enough is enough, gentlemen. People are waking up. It's the 21st century. Technology is rampantly available. And not only that, the 66 million laws that you proclaim that you learned in 16 weeks, I can assure you, you did not. Okay? So you guys do what you have to do. I'm going to continue traveling. You do what you got to do. At this point, you can't ticket me twice for the same offense. You do realize that, correct?
Well, that'd be two separate offenses.
It's not. It's the same offense, gentlemen. So, yes, oh, that's your interpretation. I'm here to tell you you're wrong, and you better go talk.
I believe that you're wrong.
Okay, well, your believing and me knowing are two different things. I know what I'm talking about. driving. I can promise you I'm not driving. We've already been through it. I've got enough evidence to bury you guys in court. I'm not operating. I'm not driving. You need to understand the law. You boys don't get the law. No, you don't. No, you don't. I just showed you the law and you want to argue with it. Do you think I wrote this shit? Do you think I wrote this? Okay, I'm sorry. You have been cordial. But what you're failing to understand is you're violating my rights, and I don't take it lightly at all.
Well, we are.
Yes, you are. Okay, I'm going. Am I free to go? Am I free to go?
Free to go.
Thank you.
Don't operate your machine.
I'm free to go. And he knows that I'm not traveling, or he knows that I'm not operating or driving. I've already showed you the law. Have a nice day. So, I'm off traveling on my way homeward, and I've already showed him the law. I've got enough to bury him in federal court at this point, and I'm going to. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to continue to harass me and follow me. He's told me that at this point, I am free to go, and so I'm just going to travel peacefully and make my way home, and so I can get some sleep for tomorrow. It's rather interesting. He's told me I'm free to travel, free to go. Says that I'm not committing a crime, haven't actively committed a crime. Currently, we are doing about roughly just 15 mile an hour currently, and so it's just interesting. We'll see where this goes, but they might want to call the magistrate. So we are traveling home now. The simple, well, he has turned on his siren, and here we are again. What's going on? I thought I was free to go. Am I not free to go?
Travel in this vehicle.
Oh, travel. You didn't see the law. You didn't see the law? The law clearly states and articulates I can travel. No, you're misinformed.
Okay, wonderful.
You're misinformed. Call the magistrate. I'll just travel on over to the courthouse. You call the magistrate.
Your information for me.
I'm not. No, I'm not contracting with you on the side of the road. And I've got this as proof.
Wonderful. You're detained again.
I'm detained now. I'm detained again. Isn't that something, ladies and gentlemen? Oh. Here we go again. It's about knowing your rights, ladies and gentlemen, and unfortunately these officers this evening strongly seek to violate me for whatever reason, and not sure why. None of them have proclaimed that I have violated any man or woman, and so just really interested about it at this point. Well, uptown boys. Yeah, yep, I hear ya. Everybody thinks it's a joke. Well, I'm tired of the tyranny. I'm tired of the BS. I'm tired of the false claims and the thing. Here's the problem. Both of these individuals told me tonight they believe, but nobody has substantiated the law, which I've handed to them. I didn't make this stuff up. I handed them the law. Ladies and gentlemen. And they're willing to lose everything they have because they believe in something. And it's just really sad. So, here we are again. I traveled a little less than 3 blocks, I think. So, just really interesting. We'll see if they actually call the magistrate, because they should at this point. It's 3 o'clock. And my affidavit scheduling fee started at 2:30 this morning. Now, it's 2 $5 million per right, per officer, per individual, per occurrence, per time. It's been logged in record at the Valley County Courthouse, and Dan Howard even stated and claimed that he, in fact, has a copy of this prior to engaging me. So he's very well aware what he is doing at this point. So we're just going to go a little bit further into this because obviously an investigation is going to need to be started. He clearly doesn't understand that what he believes and what I know to be true, I've got the documents. I'm not lying. You know, the law is very, 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 very clear here. So, and he's been informed that if he's going to accost me against my will and try and detain me and arrest me or whatever for what he believes to be a violation, not a criminal offense, ladies and gentlemen. He believes that I am violating a traffic infraction. They've both admitted that I'm not engaged in commerce. They don't believe that I'm engaged in commerce, which is what I would have to be doing in order to get a traffic violation. See, you have the inherent right to travel, ladies and gentlemen. The inherent right to travel. And if this is the price you got to pay to exercise your rights, by golly, it's egregious. Egregious. We'll soon see what they opt to do at this point. Like I said, I was clearly traveling on my way to my humble abode. Unfortunately for these guys, they're going to play games, and the judge isn't going to be very happy being woke up at 3 in the morning, I'll tell you that much. But it's in their best interest to call the judge, and more than likely they're calling Brandon Brownell Hanson. Now, the county attorney in this town, he's, well, let's just say, I'll leave that be. But here we go. It's because it's the end of the month. Got to meet them quotas to keep generating revenue. I don't know if that's necessarily the cause and case for this. It seems more like a personal vendetta at this point. I've shown them the law. They've clearly articulated in this recording here that they have been served with my affidavit of fee schedule, so they know what they're doing. Both of them say that state statutes and codes trump a man's rights. We got something to say about that. Rights cannot be bought, sold, given away. You can't run over somebody's rights because you have a belief. So what they are doing, legislators, on behalf of his legislators. Now let me ask you this. Do the legislators trump the Constitution of the state of Nebraska or the state of the United States of America? I don't believe they do. And I'm willing to bet my life on it that these guys are wrong. And all they got to do is let me travel freely home. That's all they got to do is let me travel home.
What this is here. This is a citation.
So,
No operator's license again.
okay, so
Good date for that.
twice in
25th at 9:30.
twice in one night he's going to try and cite me for the same offense, which is against the law.
$75. Court costs $49 for a total of $124. Okay, that's due to be paid by or appear in court on April 25th by 9:30 at Valley County Courthouse.
Do you realize you're violating my rights, Dan?
Okay.
My right to travel?
If you do not appear in court on that day, a warrant may be issued for your arrest.
I probably won't appear. I'm going to submit some documents, and then I'm going to go ahead and mail you guys some documents. At this point, I need both of your business cards.
I don't have a business card.
Oh, that's a big problem. You're not registered with the FARA, and you don't have a business card, Mr. Howard?
I'm sorry. What I need from you is a signature.
You need to go talk to your boss real quick and get him to give me a business card, and I need to speak to your supervisor immediately.
He is the supervisor. So,
Yeah, I know. I need to speak to him.
what do you need to speak with him about?
Because, one, you should have a business card on you. Two, he's got a business card that I also am in need of as well. I'm not playing games with you guys.
Okay, what I need from you on here is a signature, okay?
A signature, I can't sign two for one day. Look,
Yeah, you can.
you're going to give me the same offense.
Yep.
Same offense, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not giving you the opportunity.
The opportunity what? To not use my rights? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes.
You're absolutely insane. All right, I'll sign this one in the same manner. Go ahead and give that to me.
And what's going to happen is if you drive away, we're going to be back in the same boat again, okay?
Oh, cool. So how much revenue are you generating
I don't get anything from this.
for your existence of your job?
I get paid an hourly wage, man.
Wonderful. Well, I am headed to 916 South 11th Street.
Okay.
I'm going to travel there, all the way there. So however many you think these ridiculous pieces of paper you need to generate to get me there.
If that's what we're going to have to do, then that's what we're going to have to do.
All right.
We're going to just continue on.
All right. just go ahead and tear this copy off?
Give me your copy. That's my copy there.
That's your copy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Second offense in less than, I don't know, 10 minutes. Same offense, ladies and gentlemen.
You prevent from
Same offense.
You get out of the car, lock it up, secure it, and you walk home.
Oh, no, I'm going to continue to travel. I'm going to exercise my rights freely.
What's going to happen is we're going to keep doing this over and over again.
Okay, well then I might just not stop until I get to 916 South 11th.
If you don't stop by then, you'll probably get arrested.
You can write me another one there at 916 South 11th
If you refuse to stop, so.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying, I'd recommend.
Sorry, are you going to give me like 2 blocks before you stop me and violate my rights again, or just
Well,
how many blocks?
5 feet, I'll stop you again in 5 feet if I can, if you stop this time.
Well, you've already said that you're going to just keep writing tickets, so you just want to write one last final one in 916 South 11th Street? I'm going to continue to use my rights. I hope you understand that.
Continue to stop.
What don't you understand
What don't you understand?
about? I understand very clearly what you're doing. You're a road pirate at this point.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was just a short clip of the evening that I was accosted against my will. And it's imperative to share that with you guys because they made it disappear after 20,000 views from Americans and people around the world. They somehow managed to take it from Facebook. It's the most damning evidence against these people. Now, as this evening progressed, things turned to violence. Of course, not by my own free will and volition, but on their own free will and volition. They decided to become extremely agitated and violent to the point where they broke out and damaged a vehicle, an automobile. Not to be confused with a motor vehicle, which would be clearly an apparatus for engaging in commerce, which both of these individuals, shame on them, should have known better by the vernacular of the vocabulary that there's a clear-cut difference. When I asked them if I'd broken the law, if there was a complaining party claiming an injury, damage, loss, and they said, no, we're upholding statutes. That right there should have triggered something in their mind that something just wasn't quite right. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. That was just a little snippet of the video that I have. And I thought it was very important somebody had the frame of mind to record it. And because otherwise that footage would have been lost forever. But we have it. And so we're actively moving forward because we can't allow tyranny to take hold of this great nation without putting our foot up somebody's tail. Freedom is not free. It never has been free, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope by watching this, you gain some knowledge. Back then, there were some things I was lacking. I work every day to gain more knowledge. Had I known then what I know now, oh my Lord, would that have been a little different of a situation with my vocabulary, first and foremost, and my conduct remaining in honor the entire time. I don't wish for anybody to use profane language while conducting business. But when people are trifling on your rights, you have to remember the founding fathers of this great land that we stand on said no more. They then and there became immediate enemies of the monarchy that they were underneath, okay? They took a stand. These men signed a document that immediately made them treasonous terrorists by today's standards. But because what was in their heart, because they knew the difference between right and wrong, equity, ladies and gentlemen, because they read the good book, because they understood these fundamental principles which all law are based upon, God's law, do no harm, don't covet thy neighbor, don't lust for possessions, don't be gluttonous. Because they understood these things, they had sound principles to stand upon. We've lost our way, America. It's time to get back to educating ourselves, to becoming enlightened, and to say no more. If the only thing these people care about is credits on account, then that's where we need to focus our attention. Credits on account. Because it's very, very, very clear they don't care about your rights. They don't care about your life. They don't give two craps about your possessions. They don't care. So if the only way to correct the record and set things straight is credits on account and making sure these people can't kick a pop can down the street without you getting them for destruction of property because that's your nickel they're kicking, then we need to stand up and start doing it. Start studying your UCC. Start understanding or overstanding how we got to where we are today. Start studying the true, real history of this great land that we're fortunate enough to be on. Now, the people before us were asleep at the wheel. And for all intents and purposes, the way things are today is because of our lack of due diligence and our lack of understanding and our complete plausible deniability of going, well, we didn't know. That's the problem, folks. Get educated. Start standing up for what's right. Because what often is construed to be legal is never almost lawful. When they're doing the things like civil asset forfeiture, when they're abducting you on the side of the road without due process of law, these are serious human rights violations. There have been treaties written about this. We look at 1215 in the Magna Carta. Start reading that, folks. I know what a lot of the Americans say, well, that holds no precedent here. You need to put yourself in that time frame and understand what those people were going through and the significance of that documentation and why it was written. Okay? It's the same thing we're seeing today. It's the same reason your founding fathers broke away from the tyrannical system they were part of and came up with the founding principles for which this country, now identified as a corporation, was founded on. Once you can get back home, once you can get back to the land, once you get the basic fundamentals and principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, there is no fear, ladies and gentlemen. Because give me life and liberty, or give me death. You can't say it any better than that, folks. If you're not free today and you won't be free tomorrow, what the hell is the purpose of what you're doing on this rock? Think about that. And with that, I bid to you a good day. Thanks for joining in. It was just a little snippet of the video. We got the rest of it, just a little snippet of it. But that was something they tried to make disappear because 20,500 people had viewed it in less than 72 hours. And they don't want the slaves to wake up. They don't want the American people to stand up and say, we've had it with your tyranny. We've had it with you abducting children out of the court, using the court to abduct our children and tie them up into human trafficking and sex trade. We're tired of it. We've had it. It's enough. And it doesn't have to end violently, folks, because we have a brilliant thing between our ears. It's called a brain. And the pen is definitely mightier than the sword. So help each other out. Quit trying to deny the truth. That's what most people do. They're in denial. They're in denial of the self-evident facts that are right before their face, and yet they deny them. Start reading that good book. If you're studying law, I can't tell you how beneficial reading that King James 1611 Bible is, okay? It's extremely beneficial to you if you understand that it is the original book of trust for which the Americas, not just North America, but South America, Central America, were all founded based off the principles in that original book of trust. So have a great day. Thank you for joining me. And we'll give you a follow-up story about the next steps that I'm taking in this, because I'm not done yet. It takes a lot of methodical planning to bring out the truth in a correct form with honor and be able to stand proud at the end of the day. So with that said, have a great day and stay tuned. There's more to come based upon the video you just watched.